Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a timeless reading for the collective, so whenever and however you come across this video, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. You are asking for clarification or guidance, confirmation, affirmation on something that you're working on. And this is one of the many messages, one of the many different ways that the universe, God, Source, is going to be answering your inquiry. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you feel so inclined to like and or subscribe to the video and or channel, and you haven't already done that, I do invite you to do that if you'd like. I don't get any money from these videos. This will never be a monetized channel. The only reason why I'm here is because you're here. So let me know if there's anything that you would like in particular for this channel going forward. Feel free to leave any comments about the reading, about the image on the card, about any kind of messages that you feel the collective would benefit from you sharing. Please feel free to do that as well. This is a safe space. The only thing you're ever going to hear here, anything, everything you're going to hear with your ears here on this channel is love and encouragement and support always. You can consider me your daily dose of rah-rah. Okay, so we have been going through our mega deck, every single card that has never been pulled on this channel before, in all of the decks, all of the readings for the past year, put them all together in a mega deck, shuffled them up real good, and am picking just random cards every morning, one card every morning, to see what messages are coming through for us, for the collective for the day. And today's card is from Doreen Virtue's Messages from Your Angels, one of my vintage decks and one of my favorite decks. All of my decks are favorite decks. Okay, it's just like having children, you know, you don't have any favorites. But I do love working with this deck in particular. And today's card is the angel Oceana. And she says, take action. You're in touch with your truth in this situation, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. So instantly, like about a zillion different messages came through for me on this. Obviously, water energy, very strong emotional energy. You may be dealing with something right now that has high emotions in it, involved in it. And we've been talking on this channel for quite a while now about releasing, stepping back, taking a big picture view of things, trying to see the forest and not necessarily just the single leaves on the single trees. And we just keep getting caught up in the roots and stumbling around, kind of blindly knocking ourselves around. Take a step back, take a breath, and evaluate where you are in whatever situation this is and where you would like to be with it. What would you like to see happen with this situation in particular? Oceana brings us loving assertion, standing in your truth. Literally, you are in touch with your truth and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. The need and the time for going along to getting along has ended. We now know that it's possible to be true to our integrity without compromising other people's truth and their integrity. What is true for us is not necessarily going to be true for anybody else. We might find other people who share a similar opinion that we do on any one given thing or any multitude of things, right? But we are still allowed to have our own opinion on something, even if no one else agrees with us, if we know that it's the right thing to do. It's a very delicate balance. We need to choose our battles. We need to decide if something needs our stand up and take notice of, or whether, you know, it's just not that important. Let's see, personal example. I live in an apartment complex that's got security gates and stuff, and none of the tenants that are here, my fellow tenants, have any interest in having secure gates actually working, and so they figured out how to jam them to make them stay open all the time. It's a constant source of frustration for me because the whole point of having the security gates is to keep people secure. Kind of defeats the purpose if the gates are left open. And it's one of those things I've decided it's just not a hill that I have to die on, but I'm standing up in my integrity. Every time I go through the gates, I close them. I don't go running out there every time somebody else goes through them and leaves them open. All right? I stand in my truth. I stand in my integrity. I don't sit there and police the gate and make sure that everybody is closing it when they leave. That's not my job. My job is to take care of what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm saying. And that's all I'm responsible for. I'm not responsible for what everybody else does. I stand in my truth. I stand in my integrity. When I go in and out, the gate is always closed behind me. That's it, you know? Again, we complicate things, I think, unnecessarily as humans. Keep it simple, okay? If you know something to be true for you, take action. You don't have to make anybody else, you don't need to change anybody else's mind. You don't need to make them agree with you. They don't have to agree with you. You know what's right. You can choose how you want to implement that, but if you're not coming from a place of love, it's going to create more problems for you than any benefits. And that's the main reason why I don't sit there and police the gate or anything like that. It's not my job. My job is to come from a place of love. I love myself. I want to keep myself safe. And in community spirit, I want to keep the building as a whole safe. It keeps me safe as a byproduct of it. So keeping others safe also benefits me in keeping me safe. So closing that gate when I go in and out is done out of love for myself first, and as a byproduct for everybody else. They benefit as well. So easy enough with that. Let's take a look in the book and find out what the extended reading says for us for today for Angel Oceana. Dive right in. I feel like the other thing I need to say about this is not just take action, but kind of go into Joe Dispenza mode. Take inspired action. Take action that you know is coming from that divine energy, that divine entity that you are. Okay? Take inspired action. Dive right in. There's no need for more research or time. You can trust your feelings on this one. I will guide you through the actions that are necessary, considering the circumstances. Your main concern is to avoid procrastination at all costs. Break the situation down into small steps so that you don't become overwhelmed. Then take those steps in regular intervals. That reminds me of micro habits, right? You guys are, I'm sure, are all familiar with micro habits. If you're not, go find out about doing that. But micro habits. You already know what to do about this situation. You already know what the answer is. And you have made up your mind to take action. I am here to validate that your decision is on the path of light. Although there may be some temporary hard work or emotional turmoil, this will soon be replaced by a lightness of spirit akin to gently floating on a summer breeze. Sometimes you may feel too emotional or tired to take action. This is because you're unsure of the correctness, quote unquote, of your decisions. Usually, unfounded guilt is the culprit that is draining your energy and happiness. This is when it's very important to call upon the angels to shore up your faith. Notice how the doors open smoothly with each step you take. That is one more sign that you're taking the best course of action. Well, thank you, Angel Oceana. That is beautiful. So yes, take inspired action. There is no need for more research or time. You can trust your feelings on this one. You already know what to do. You already know what to do, and you have made up your mind to take that inspired action. And as soon as you do, as soon as you take that inspired action, things will start moving like the dominoes, falling over one at a time. Obstacles will fall down before you if you trust your intuition. How do you do that? How do you know that your intuition, that you're listening to your intuition, that what you're hearing and paying attention to and following on this action that you're taking, how do you know for sure that it's coming from your intuition and not just from your little human brain? How do you know that? Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and just sit quietly for a minute. Give yourself 60 seconds to not be thinking about anything, to simply sit there in your stillness. Sit for 60 seconds in silence, and then ask the question, am I taking inspired action from a place of love? Am I taking inspired action from a place of love? Listen to how your body feels. Do you feel light? Do you feel calm? Do you feel at peace with the decision that you've made? Or is your stomach kind of tied up in knots? Are you feeling kind of your head is kind of henching down into your shoulders? Do you feel like you're kind of curling up around yourself with this? Maybe it's not the right path. Maybe it's not the right course of action. The other thing I see with this card is our turtle down here in the bottom right corner. Turtles, obviously, sources of divine wisdom, knowledge. They are purposeful in their actions. They have no hesitation when they make up their minds. There is nothing that will keep them from achieving their goals, from attaining their desired action. Okay, so you slow and steady, honey. Micro habits. This is your time to take inspired action. You are in touch with your truth in this situation, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. You're not required to change anybody's mind. You're just required to follow what you know to be right, the right path, the right steps to take. That you've used your discernment with your intuition, and you know what is the thing that you need to do in this situation. So that is our reading for the day. I do hope that it blessed and encouraged you and resonated with you. Feel free again, if you would like to, in the comments, anything that you got from this image before us, from the message from the book, or anything that I've said in this reading at all. This is your channel, and the only reason why I'm here is because of you. I know I said that at the beginning, and I'm going to say it off and on forever. All right. I appreciate you being here. I do hope that you have the most amazing, fantastic day. I don't hope it. I know it. You are going to rock this. Take your action. Make it happen. This is your time. I love you. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. Namaste and ciao for now.